everybody, jimmyispromo here, and welcome to another fun video with Pokemon Go. So right here, you guys can actually see that I took down this level, it was a small little level 3 Valor gym, and I turned it to white because I wanted to show you guys how fast are you able to actually turn a gym to a level 10. So I'm actually here all alone. But what I do have is I have my son's account that I'd be able to throw in a Pokemon. So there is a little bit of a setup to do this, and I am going to be doing bubble strat. Now, if you're not used to bubble strat, this video right here will teach you how it is done. And as I am battling, I will actually explain how to do it, how does it work, and what Pokemon do you need. So first off, let's actually head over into my son's account here. And so I'm actually going to throw in a 23 CP'd Horsey with Bubble. So with Bubble Strat, the main thing is that you got to put in the Pokemon that is defending the gym that has to have Bubble as their main attack, because Bubble takes so long for the animation to actually happen. So here we are. There's my son's little bubble right there. Now I'm gonna actually head in there and I'm gonna put in my 24. And what I'm gonna do is, you can see on the screen here that I've got those first 5 different Pokemon. Now I'll actually explain what those are here in a second. So let's actually go into exactly how it's set up. So this right here is actually just somebody else's account and then my account, meaning it's my son's account and then it's gonna be your account. So with just these two, here we go. We're gonna build it up. The number that we're at right now is we are at 4,000 points. And what we want to get up into is we want to get 34,000 points. Because once you get up to 34,000 points, then what's going to happen is that every single time that somebody was to come by and fill in their Pokemon, it goes up by 2,000. Now, a gym can have 10 Pokemon in there. There's already 2, which means that there's room for 8 more Pokemon. Which means if you were to take 8 times 2,000, that is 16,000 points. Again, 50,000 minus 16, there we go, we're down to 34,000. So you can see I already took out the very first Pokemon extremely fast. Then here we go, we just got done with the second one, and boom, we're already done. So I didn't really time exactly how fast that went, but here we are, and we built it up by 1958. So that's almost 2,000 points. So you can almost start doing the math now on how long it's actually gonna, take us. So now let's talk about the Pokemon that you want to have. First off, let's talk about what you're able to put into the gym. So the Pokemons that you'll put into the gym, like I said before, is all going to be bubblers. The main 3 that I always put in there, and I think the most people put in there, is going to be the Bubble with Horsey. You're also going to want Bubble for Poliwag, and then Bubble for Krabby. Those are the main ones. You can actually even use Squirtle if you want to, and there's actually quite a few others, but I focus on those 3, so then you can only need to focus on 3 Pokemon to really find in the wild. Outside of that, it kind of gets confusing, and you're trying to figure out exactly what all do I need. So those are the 3 main bubblers you put in there. Now, what about the attackers? So you guys are seeing that I'm choosing my Ghastly with Lick. So that is going to be one of them that you guys would be able to find. And let's also look really quick here at this CP. So you can see that the very first bubble Horsey was 23, the next one was 24, and I'm fighting it with 12. So what happens now with this prestiging that came back from how it used to be back in the day is, if you have, let's say, a 3,000 CP'd Pokemon in the gym, and you fight it with another different 3,000 CP'd Pokemon in the gym, it'll only go up by exactly 500 points. Now, if you were to fight it with something that's higher than what is already defending the gym, it's definitely not going to go up that high at all. Now, if you were to go in there, and you're fighting that 3,000, Pokemon, and you go in there with a 2,000 Pokemon, then it's probably going to be going up about 800 CP, maybe 900 CP. So what I'm trying to say is that no matter what is inside of the gym, you want to make sure that you go in there with something that is about maybe a couple hundred CP less, maybe 800 CP less, or 1,000 CP less, if it's way up in that 3,000 range. So here what you can see is I'm actually fighting a 24 Horsey with a 12 Lick. So that right there, that last Pokemon that I'm fighting with was the one that gave me the 1,000 points. The first Pokemon that I'm fighting was the one that gave me the 958 or whatever it was. So you can see we're already up into the 11,830 range. So for your main attackers that you're going to want to look for is you're going to want to have the Ghastly with Lick. You can also go for the other 2 main ones, and they both have Vine Whip, which is Bellsprout and also Bulbasaur. So if you go out there and you're able to find yourself a Ghastly with Lick, or if you're able to find yourself a Bulbasaur with Vine Whip or the Bellsprout with Vine Whip, then those are the ones that's going to actually be just as good as what you guys are seeing here. They are all, equally perfect. So the CPs, they do make a little bit of a difference. You don't want to be going in there with a huge 200 CP'd Horsey or a 150 CP'd Krabby or anything like that. You just want to go in there with something extremely low. It makes it easy for any of your other fellow companions that's playing the game, any of your other teammates, to where just say, hey, we're going to be doing, let me actually show you. So this right here, you guys can see my first 5 Pokemon right there are actually CPs of 10. Those are just fillers, because what happens is you choose your one attacker, but you got those 5 other spots, and you want to make sure that they are the same CP or lower to make sure that you are getting all of those big prestiges of the gym. Now, if I'm fighting it with a 12, CP Ghastly, and then one of my very last Pokemon I can go in there with is like 1,000, it's not going to go up anything at all because it's looking at your highest. So right here you can see I've got a 28, a 24, and also a 26 Poliwag, and my 23 Horsey. Those are perfect. Those are what I refer to as level 1. And then you are going to fight them with something that is a 10, 12, or 13, 14 CP if you want to. And then you can see that I'm getting closer into my level 2s. And so I do have a 35, a 47. I've got a 34 Krabby as well. So those ones there are going to be the next level, which those ones there, the 35, 34, 36, they are fought against my 22 Vine Whip Bellsprout. So that right there was a little bit of the setup that I have for you guys. And you can see that I can get in and out really fast with switching out the Pokemon. So let's actually look at the timages here. So it looks as if, let's see, 98, we knocked out the very first one in about 4 seconds, it looked like. Let's try it again here. 98, 99, 97. What is that? That's like 5 seconds, 6 seconds. So you're actually going through with all these animations of everything going around between how much your percentages or what the prestiging went up. With you setting up, with you doing everything, you're actually going through 2 Pokemon within 30 seconds. So if you're going to do, 2 Pokemon in 30 seconds, then you're going to go through basically your 2 rounds in a minute. And I mean 2 rounds every single minute. That's almost 4,000 points right there. So every minute. Now, if you're to compare this to a conventional style way of prestiging a gym, which most people, what they do is they actually put fire on the bottom. So they would actually put like a Flareon on the bottom. They would also put maybe an Arcanine on the bottom, and then they would fight it with Vaporeons the whole time. That's the conventional way to do it, because fire just whoops out, or water whoops out fire no matter what. So we're actually just going to keep going here. Probably what I'm going to do is, at this point, I've already explained everything, explained exactly what to use, how to use. And the reason is the animation of the bubble takes so long for it to even show damage on you, that is why they die first. So I'm able to hit them about 5 times before it even shows that they even hit me once. That is actually how the bubble strat is working. So I'm already at 19,000 points. I've stopped a few times, started talking. So let's actually just go on the grind here. I'm going to build this up to the 34,000 points. And then basically all you do from there is you're just going to messenger your friends, all your other teammates that you have. Mine is all done on Messenger, as you guys seen in some of my future videos. We've got about 25 of us in a group. We basically just state where we are, they're all going to come. So this right here, I'm opening up 6 or 7 different positions, and what'll happen is by the time people keep adding, that last position will open up. So this thing will be a filled level 10 by the end of the night. It's only 5:42, and so this thing will be able to be filled tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep playing, and more than likely, I may fast forward this moment right here. Now you'll also notice that at that moment right there, I died as well. So as you guys know, that if you were to faint the same time as another Pokemon was to faint. Or let's say that they hit you with a big special attack right as they fainted, you get all of your life back. That's exactly how this works. And you know, one of the biggest benefits of this is that you're able to build a level 10 gym. Shoot, I'm doing it all by myself. I'm probably doing it about 10 to 15 minutes here. Safely, I'll just say 15 minutes just to, you know, give a number, I guess. And I've used 0 revives, 0 potions. It's a pretty big benefit right there. All right, so it looks like we're pretty much almost done here. So right now it's sitting at 31,000 points. It's already a level 8. And I said I was going to stop here at the 34,000, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And so, you know, some people may say, you know, hey, this is cheating. Not really. It's a strategy. So if people don't like strategies, then don't do it. It's definitely not cheating. It's not spoofing. It's not, you know, whatever people want to try to say in this whole game here. But if you're able to pick up these Pokemon, just go out in the wild, you just go pick them up, you're able to capture them, and you use it to the advantage of what you're doing. You know, everything is set up the way it's set up for a reason and for a purpose. So for me, I'd rather like the whole, you know, work smarter, not harder thing, especially in the world where you go to all these different Pokestops and you don't get, you know, 18 things for a stop. You don't get 6 things per every stop, and you barely even get 5 things per stop. You always, the average that I see is, you know, 3 or 4 things per stop. And most of it is the red balls. You don't really even technically need all of them anyways. You got a couple other balls that you can use the whole time. Unless you have the Pokemon Go Plus, then you want to make sure you have an ample amount of about 100, you know, for every single day as you're using it. But still, again, you don't really get those revives and potions, you know, like the other events that we've had. So here we are. We're at 35,000 points. It is a gym level 8. Once you hit this point right here, if you keep adding in 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000 points for all the different Pokemons that add in there, then you're going to notice that this thing is now sitting, yes, over 50,000 points. It's a gym level 10 already. And then that's how you do it. So you can see I've got my 23 and 24 bubble horsey in there. So just as a really fast recap, if you guys already understood everything and you got it all, you can leave the video now if you want to. If you want to make sure you got the recap done, here we go. You want to make sure you get Poliwag, Horsey, or Krabby. Those are the 3 main ones, and they have to have bubble, not water gun. You don't want those other, you know, things. You want bubble. The animation's so slow that you can hit them 4 or 5 times before the animation is finished, showing that you even got hit. And then you're going to want to fight those with, there's 2 different Vine Whips you can use, Bulbasaur or Bellsprout. And then you can also use Ghastly with Lick, which is the one that is usually my go-to. Until I do my level 2 bubble stratting, then I'm using my Vine Whip. The best CPs for them, so for your bubbles, will be between 23. You can use a 22 as a minimum, but I would say 23 up to 27 or 26. And then you're fighting those with a 10, 11, or 12 CP'd attacker. So that right there is Bubble Strat. That is the fastest way of building a level 10 gyms. I forgot, oh look at that, I just earned 2,300 points on at least that last part of the fight. So it's another way of earning a lot of XP as well, because you're prestiging a gym. So outside of that, I hope this has helped you guys out. Make sure you guys hit on like and subscribe, and also click right over here to do the subscribe, and click right over here for the very next video. Outside of that, I will see you guys later.